Hi and welcome to Southeast Camper Hire. This is a quick 10-minute tour of the van and what it does, how it all works. On the right hand rear of the van there's a little flap there which is where you plug in the electric standby into 240 volts. The onboard water tank for filling up the tank is just inside the passenger door. I usually put about 20 to 30 litres in it. Plenty. The fuel filler is just by the driver's door. At the back is where we check the oil and water, which I'd quite like checked every day, please. And to do that, you just pull down this flap. Straight away, you can see the water level, which should be on maximum. If it's down to minimum, it needs a bit of a top up. Next to that is the oil filler, and between the two is the oil dipstick check, which should also be on the maximum amount. Should it need any extra, is a litre of oil always on board just behind the toilet inside the cupboard. The furniture for the van is all the way down one side. Inside the bottom right cupboard next to the fridge is the toilet and a couple of gas cylinders. One will always be full and one will probably have some in, but either way you will always get a full one. And the regulator just sits on top and screws straight onto the bottle. To turn the gas on, there's a valve that just unscrews to turn on and screws back in to turn off. The fridge works in three ways. All the time you're driving, the engine's running, you can work it on battery. Once you stop and switch the engine off, there is no power to the fridge, which means you've got to have one of the other options. One is electric standby, which is 240 volts. If you haven't got that, you have to use the gas supply. To use the gas supply, switch on the igniter, push in the supply gas that goes to the pilot light and wait for the light to stop flashing. Once it stops flashing, you'll probably hear it ignite anyway, and you'll hear the flame come up and light. Then you're on gas. Just hold it for a few seconds more, let go, then you're on the gas supply, and that will keep going until the gas runs out, or just switch it off if and when you move off and switch it back to battery. Cooker's self-explanatory. Simply turn it on and light and cook. You're ready to go. The ignition lighters are kept underneath the cooker in the cupboard, along with tea, coffee and sugar. Next cupboard down holds the chemicals for the toilet, washing up liquid. Next to the cooker is the sink, which has cold running water. The switch for this is just above the sink itself, and it is this switch. Switch it on, we have water. The cupboard under the sink houses all the cutlery. The cupboard above the driver's seat houses all the crockery. Next cupboard along is for storage, and also has the trays and cutting boards in. Also housed in this cupboard is the very necessary toilet rolls. The toilet has a splash of blue in the brown compartment of it, and a splash of the pink freshener in the top part of it. You then, in the freshener part, just add water, and I fill it up to that little blob that sticks out, which hopefully you can see in the video. Operating the toilet is very simple. Pull out the white flap at the bottom, do your business, and then flush it, push the flap back in, down with the top, done, ready for next time. If you could return it completely empty, that would be great, because that's how it will be ready for you when you arrive. Demonstration of how the bed works. There is a flap that pulls out. Take the cushions off, find a home for them temporarily. Undo the two clips, one there, one the other side. Lift slightly, pull. Then the cushions go back on. One bed. This back parcels tray comes out very easy. Just lift and pull, and that can be stored between the front seats so that you can sleep with your head at the back end of the van. Underneath the seat, rear seats, there's a big chrome pole which houses the table, which is situated behind the driver's seat. Also under the rear seat that you just lift is chocks to make the van level. You drive up on them to level it. There's obviously a bit of tolerance, but it wouldn't actually work on gas unless it was level. Electric standby cable is also under the seat, along with the jack and wheel brace. The storage area above the rear seats houses 4 fold-up chairs, and there's a table to go with it, which is in the back under the rear tailgate, where also the awning is. I've also just had made up an extra piece to extend the bed, so that makes life easier, a bit more room, and I still to get some foam backing for it, but it will be done in the very near future. Housed in a small cupboard above the rear seats is Travel Scrabble, Days Out Guide, a mallet for the awning, fire blanket, tatty looking map, well used, VW Transporter manual, and a motor caravan manual. And of course a first aid kit, which we hope you won't need. The front passenger seat has a big lever on the right hand side of it. Pull, twist, and that turns it round so that the front seat faces the back. Just like that. The leisure battery is housed behind the passenger seat. The main car battery is housed behind the driver's seat. Front glove box, there's a pack of cards and a tester that you plug straight into cigarette lighters to see how each battery is doing. There are 4 points on the right hand side of the passenger seat and 2 points on the dash, the left one being through the leisure battery, the right one through the main vehicle charging system, which of course can be used for your sat nav. Got a radio cassette, or radio CD rather, which has a red button by it to kill the power to it so it doesn't flatten the battery overnight, so just make sure that's switched off at night. The main reason for that being that because this is a camper, you're more likely to use the radio when it's standing still. So rather than flatten your main battery, it's better for it to go through the leisure battery, but you don't want it to completely run the battery down, hence the switch. The keys to the van, the long one does the ignition and all the locks, the short one does the fuel cap. The red one is for a chain for if there's bikes on the back, to lock them onto the camper van. If you should lose the keys or lock yourself out, phone me immediately. My number is just below the tax disc on a little card, and I will tell you how to get into the van. There is a key hidden, but obviously I can't tell you that because I don't want somebody to come and walk away with it. But if in an emergency, phone me and I will tell you where it is. And the blue badge is for the motorhome stopover to pubs, and that's it. Hope you enjoyed the tour. All you need now is your bed in, get in it, drive away, see you in a few days.